Hey there, folks. Jean-Claude here, your guide to the wild and wonderful adventures of Greece. Buckle up because we're diving into the top 10 must-do adventures in this ancient paradise. And trust me, it's gonna be a ride. We're talking ancient ruins, turquoise waters, and enough gyros to feed a small army. So grab your sandals, your sunscreen, and your sense of adventure because we're about to embark on a journey that'll make Zeus himself jealous. From the Acropolis to the Aegean Sea, we're covering it all, folks. We'll be climbing mountains, exploring caves, and maybe even learning a little Greek along the way. Opa! So sit back, relax, and get ready to experience Greece like never before. This is gonna be epic. First up, we're heading to the Acropolis, the crown jewel of Athens. Now I know what you're thinking, Jean-Claude. Isn't that place crawling with tourists? And you'd be right, my friend. But trust me, it's worth braving the crowds for this one. We're talking ancient temples, breathtaking views, and enough history to make your head spin. You'll be walking in the footsteps of Socrates, Plato, and all those other Greek philosophers. Just try not to start a philosophical debate with a statue, all right? Now, I encourage you to wear your toga because why not? It's all about immersing yourself in the experience, right? Just picture it. You, me, and a bunch of tourists in bed sheets wandering around this ancient wonder. Classic. But in all seriousness, folks, the Acropolis is a must-see for any visitor to Greece. It's a true testament to the ingenuity and artistry of the ancient Greeks. All right, folks, enough with the history lessons for now. It's time to set sail on the Aegean Sea, the playground of the gods. And don't worry, you don't need to be Poseidon to enjoy this adventure. Whether you're a seasoned sailor or a landlubber like me, there's a boat trip out there for everyone. You can charter a private yacht, hop on a romantic sunset cruise, or even try your hand at island hopping. Imagine yourself, cocktail in hand, cruising past volcanic islands, hidden coves, and crystal clear waters. The sun is shining, the wind is in your hair, and you're surrounded by the most stunning scenery imaginable. And who knows, you might even spot a dolphin or two along the way. Just keep an eye out for any sirens, those mythical creatures who lure sailors to their doom with their enchanting voices. Speaking of enchanting, the Aegean Sea is home to countless islands, each with its own unique charm. There's Mykonos, the party island, Santorini, the romantic getaway, and Crete, the birthplace of Zeus himself. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not explore some of the lesser-known islands? You might just stumble upon your own little slice of paradise. But remember, folks, with great adventure comes great responsibility. So while you're out there exploring the Aegean, be sure to respect the environment. Don't be littering, harassing the wildlife, or trying to start a conversation with any cyclopes you might encounter. So what are you waiting for? Pack your swimsuit, grab your sunscreen, and get ready to set sail on an unforgettable adventure through the Aegean Sea. Just don't forget to pack your sea legs. All right, adventurers, get ready to climb because we're heading to Meteora, home to these crazy monasteries perched on top of giant rock pillars. You see these monks? They weren't messing around. They built their cribs way up high, like some kind of heavenly high-rise. I mean, talk about a room with a view, right? You got eagles flying below you, clouds knocking on your windows. It's wild. Now, you're probably wondering, how the heck did they even get up there? Well, let's just say those monks were practically mountain goats. They used ropes, ladders, baskets. I mean, forget the elevator, these guys invented extreme stair climbing. It's a good thing they had strong faith, because I'd be praying those ropes didn't snap on laundry day. But hey, the view from the top? Totally worth it. We're talking panoramic vistas of the Greek countryside, rolling hills, sparkling rivers. It's enough to make you want to join the monastery just for the scenery. But then again, I hear they have pretty strict rules about late-night pizza deliveries. Hey, if you're loving this so far, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more crazy adventures. And trust me, things are about to get even crazier. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. When you're exploring these monasteries, remember, respect, mes amis, respect. These are sacred places, not just tourist traps. So leave your rollerblades and boomboxes at home, okay? You gotta soak in the tranquility, the spirituality, and maybe try to levitate a little, for the experience. Inside the monasteries, you'll find all kinds of treasures. We're talking ancient manuscripts, priceless icons, relics that would make Indiana Jones jealous. And the stories these walls could tell, hoo boy, you wouldn't believe it. Monks fighting off pirates, secret tunnels, hidden libraries. It's like something out of a movie. But the real magic of Meteora, it's the feeling you get when you're up there. It's like you're on top of the world, closer to heaven. Or at least closer to a really good gyro stand. Seriously, the food up there is amazing. You haven't lived until you've had a Greek salad with a view like that. So, there you have it, folks. Meteora, where history, spirituality, and vertigo collide. Next stop, we're hitting the beach, so grab your sunscreen and your dancing shoes. Things are about to get wild. All right, party people. It's time to trade in those hiking boots for some dancing shoes because we're headed to Mykonos. This ain't your grandma's Greece, folks. We're talking whitewashed houses, turquoise waters, and enough energy to power a small country, or at least a really long conga line. Mykonos is where the gods and goddesses come to let loose. And by gods and goddesses, I mean everyone from international DJs to celebrities to, well, you and me. It's a melting pot of fun in the sun, where the music never stops and the drinks flow like the Aegean Sea. Now you might be thinking, Jean-Claude, I'm not sure I have the stamina for this Mykonos madness. But listen, my friend, that's the beauty of this island. You want to relax on pristine beaches? Mykonos has got you covered. You want to explore charming villages and soak up some culture? Mykonos has got your back. But let's be real, you're here to party. So grab a cocktail, find a rooftop bar with a view, and let loose. This is Mykonos, baby. The only rule is to have fun, and maybe pace yourself on the ouzo. Trust me on that one. As the sun sets over the Aegean, Mykonos kicks into overdrive. The streets come alive with music, laughter, and enough energy to power a disco ball the size of Zeus's fist. We're talking legendary parties that last until dawn, with DJs spinning tracks that'll make you want to move even if you've got 2 left feet. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jean-Claude, this all sounds a little intense. But don't worry, my friend. Mykonos has something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned party animal or just looking to dip your toes into the nightlife, you'll find your groove here. Just remember to stay hydrated, pace yourself, and don't be afraid to let loose. And hey, if you happen to bump into a Greek god or goddess on the dance floor, just play it cool. Offer them a drink, challenge them to a dance-off, you know, casual stuff. Who knows, you might just end up in a Greek myth yourself. Just try to keep it PG-13, all right? We're all about good, clean fun here. So, there you have it. Mykonos, where the sun shines bright, the music never stops, and the memories last a lifetime. Or at least until the ouzo wears off. Next stop, we're climbing Mount Olympus. All right, adventurers, lace up those hiking boots and grab your lightning rods because we're about to climb Mount Olympus. That's right, the legendary home of Zeus and his posse of Greek gods and goddesses. And trust me, this ain't no walk in the park. We're talking steep climbs, breathtaking views, and maybe even a run-in with a mythical creature or two. Now, you don't have to be Hercules to conquer this mountain, but it helps to be in decent shape. You'll be navigating rocky paths, winding trails, and maybe even a few rogue goats. But hey, the reward is worth it. Imagine standing atop the highest peak in Greece, feeling the wind in your hair, and looking out over a view that'll make your jaw drop faster than Hermes on a coffee break. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, you'll catch a glimpse of Zeus himself. He's supposed to be a pretty imposing guy, what with the beard, the toga, and the whole lightning bolt thing. But hey, if you see him, just play it cool. Maybe offer him a protein bar, you know, for all that godlike energy. Just remember, respect the mountain, folks. This is Zeus's backyard after all. So, no littering, no blasting disco music, and for the love of Aphrodite, no graffiti. Let's keep Olympus beautiful for the gods, the goddesses, and the occasional intrepid YouTuber. All right, adventure seekers, put on your explorer hats and grab your headlamps because we're about to descend into the mysterious underworld of Greece. That's right, we're talking about the caves of Diros, a subterranean wonderland just waiting to be discovered. Now I know what you're thinking. Caves? Sounds a little dark and dreary, right? Wrong. These caves are a sight to behold, with sparkling stalactites, shimmering stalagmites, and crystal-clear waters that'll make you feel like you've stumbled upon Poseidon's secret swimming pool. You'll hop aboard a little boat, feeling like Indiana Jones navigating a hidden temple as you glide through these underground waterways, surrounded by formations that have been sculpted over millions of years. It's like stepping back in time, folks. Back to when dinosaurs roamed the earth and Zeus was throwing lightning bolts around like it was nobody's business. So, ditch the sunshine for a few hours and delve into the depths of the Diros caves. Trust me, it'll be an experience you won't soon forget. It's the perfect adventure for those who like their thrills with a side of ancient history and a sprinkle of "oh my god, I can't believe this place actually exists." As you venture deeper into the caves, you can almost hear the whispers of ancient Greeks echoing off the walls. Legend has it that these caves were once used as places of worship, where folks would come to pay their respects to the gods of the underworld. Spooky, right? But hey, don't worry, there's no need to sacrifice any goats or anything like that these days. Just sit back, relax, and soak in the eerie beauty of this underground realm. Keep an eye out for any mischievous nymphs or mischievous water sprites, though. You never know what you might find lurking in the shadows. And don't even get me started on the acoustics in these caves. The way sound bounces off the walls is incredible. It's like having your own personal concert hall. But instead of Mozart, you've got the drip, drip, drip of water droplets creating a symphony of nature. Pretty cool, huh? So there you have it. The Caves of Diros, a place where adventure meets history, meets a healthy dose of holy cow. I'm actually underground right now. Alright, my fellow adventurers, after all that exploring, it's time to trade in your hiking boots for some flip-flops and your sense of adventure for a sense of pure relaxation. That's right, we're headed to Santorini, the crown jewel of the Aegean Sea. Picture this. Whitewashed houses perched atop dramatic cliffs overlooking a caldera filled with sparkling turquoise waters. I mean, come on, you can practically feel the stress melting away already, can't you? Santorini is the perfect place to recharge your batteries after all those adrenaline-pumping escapades. Spend your days lounging by the pool, sipping on some delicious Greek wine and soaking up the sun like a lizard on a hot rock. And when the sun starts to set, oh boy, get ready for a showstopper. The Santorini sunsets are legendary, painting the sky in hues of orange, pink, and purple that'll make you want to grab your camera and start snapping pics like a tourist on a sugar rush. But Santorini isn't just about relaxing, folks. It's also about indulging in the finer things in life. And by finer things, I mean delicious food, of course. From fresh seafood to mouth-watering gyros to the sweetest baklava you've ever tasted, Santorini's culinary scene is a feast for the senses. And hey, if you're feeling a little adventurous, because let's face it, you can't keep a good adventurer down for long, why not rent a scooter and explore the island's hidden coves and charming villages? You can also take a dip in the Aegean Sea, go for a hike with breathtaking views, or even visit a local winery and sample some of the island's famous wines. Just remember, everything in moderation, right? So kick back, relax, and let the beauty of Santorini wash over you. After all, even adventurers deserve a little slice of paradise every now and then, right? Hold on to your fedoras, history buffs, and adventure seekers, because we're about to embark on a journey back in time to the days of mythical creatures, labyrinthine palaces, and a civilization shrouded in mystery. That's right, folks, we're headed to Crete to explore the legendary Palace of Knossos. Now, Knossos was once the beating heart of the Minoan civilization, a Bronze Age society that flourished on the island of Crete thousands of years ago. These guys were way ahead of their time, with their advanced architecture, sophisticated plumbing systems, and of course, their love of elaborate palaces. Imagine walking through the ruins of this once great palace, picturing the Minoans going about their daily lives, attending lavish banquets, and maybe even dodging the occasional minotaur. Fingers crossed you won't encounter any of those. It's like stepping into the pages of a history book, except way more exciting and with fewer footnotes. So, put on your explorer hats, grab your magnifying glasses, and get ready to unravel the secrets of the Minoans at the Palace of Knossos. Just be careful not to get lost in the labyrinth, or you might end up bumping into a grumpy minotaur. As you wander through the Palace of Knossos, you'll be surrounded by remnants of the Minoans' vibrant culture, from their colorful frescoes depicting scenes of daily life and religious ceremonies to their intricate pottery and jewelry. You can practically feel the echoes of their ancient civilization whispering through the ruins. And speaking of whispers, the Palace of Knossos is steeped in myths and legends. This is, after all, the supposed home of the Minotaur, a fearsome creature with the head of a bull and the body of a man, who was said to be imprisoned in a labyrinth beneath the palace. Now, whether the Minotaur actually existed or not is up for debate. although I wouldn't recommend venturing into any underground labyrinths just in case. But the story adds an extra layer of intrigue to this already fascinating site. So, channel your inner Indiana Jones and let your imagination run wild as you explore the Palace of Knossos. Who knows what secrets you might uncover in this ancient Minoan marvel. Chapter 10. Dive in Zakynthos. Zakynthos. Sounds like a bad guy from a James Bond movie, no? But trust me, mes amis, this island is pure paradise. We're talking crystal clear waters, hidden coves, and shipwrecks just begging to be explored. Now I know what you're thinking. Jean-Claude, I don't speak fish. How am I supposed to explore a shipwreck? Don't you worry your pretty little heads. Zakynthos has got you covered. They got scuba diving, snorkeling, you name it. And hey, if you're lucky, maybe you'll even bump into a mermaid down there. Just promise me you'll get her number for me, eh? A lonely frog like me can dream, can't he? But seriously, folks, the marine life in Zakynthos is off the charts. You got turtles bigger than your bathtub, fish that shimmer like 1,000 disco balls, and maybe even a dolphin or two if you're really lucky. Just try not to get eaten by a giant squid, okay? Wouldn't want to have to dedicate next week's episode to your untimely demise. Speaking of shipwrecks, you gotta check out Navajo Beach, also known as Shipwreck Beach. It's like something out of a postcard, only better because there's no old lady in a rocking chair trying to sell you saltwater taffy. Imagine this: turquoise waters, white cliffs, and smack dab in the middle, a rusty old shipwreck. They say it belonged to a bunch of smugglers, which just adds to the whole mystique, don't you think? You can get there by boat, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can hike to a viewpoint and snap some photos. Just try not to fall off the cliff while you're busy getting that perfect Instagram shot, okay? After a long day of diving and exploring, treat yourself to a delicious Greek dinner by the water. Nothing beats fresh seafood and a glass of ouzo as you watch the sun melt into the Aegean. Ah, magnifique. Chapter 11. Taste the local cuisine. Alright, mes amis, let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, food. And let me tell you, Greek cuisine is more than just gyros and souvlaki. Although, let's be real, those are pretty darn delicious too. We're talking fresh, flavorful dishes bursting with Mediterranean goodness. Think juicy tomatoes, plump olives, tangy feta cheese, and herbs that'll make your taste buds sing like a Greek chorus. Start your day off right with a traditional Greek breakfast of yogurt, honey, and nuts. It's like a party in your mouth and everyone's invited. For lunch, grab a gyro from a street vendor and savor the flavors of tender meat, creamy tzatziki sauce, and crispy veggies all wrapped up in a warm pita bread. And for dinner? Oh la la, where do I even begin? You got moussaka, pasticcio, fresh fish grilled to perfection, and more varieties of mazes, small plates, than you can shake a stick at. Just make sure you come hungry, my friends, because you're in for a real culinary adventure. Now let's talk cheese. Because no trip to Greece is complete without indulging in some creamy, tangy feta. This stuff is practically a national treasure, and for good reason. You can crumble it on salads, bake it in pastries, or just eat it straight up with a drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of oregano. And speaking of sweets, don't even get me started on baklava. This heavenly dessert is made with layers of flaky phyllo pastry, chopped nuts, and drenched in sweet, sticky syrup. It's basically a party in your mouth and everyone's invited. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Get out there and try all the amazing food Greece has to offer. And wash it all down with a glass of ouzo, the national drink of Greece. Just be careful. This anise-flavored spirit packs a punch. Alright folks, if you enjoyed this wild ride through Greece, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more epic content. Chapter 12. Outro. Well, mes amis, it looks like our Greek adventure has come to an end. But don't you worry, this isn't goodbye, it's just see you later. Greece will always be here waiting for you, with its ancient ruins, stunning beaches, and delicious food. Thanks for joining me on this epic journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below on which adventure you're most excited to try. Until next time, keep living life to the fullest.